Kind of like Switzerland. 100, Lithuania. I have Lithuanian roots. My great-grandmother came from there. Capital of Vilnius is cool. Hike up to the top of the castle and taking the beautiful vibes of Lithuania. 101, Luxembourg. The cool thing about Luxembourg is the fortress. Not a lot going on. I don't know if I'll be back in Luxembourg. They also have their own language called Luxembourgish. 102, Madagascar. Antananarivo. Great place. You need to get to the avenue of the baobab trees. I met this really cool priest who was doing a lot for the communities out there, and they have interesting street food. 103, Malawi. Lake Malawi is one of the top 3 best experiences in all of Africa. Get there, meet the people. They're very happy. It's as good as it gets. 104, Malaysia. You have Sabah Sarawak on Borneo Island. You have Kuala Lumpur, which is a huge, bustling international city. And you have durian, the home of durian. How could I forget? Number 105, Maldives. Everybody goes to the Maldives thing on these private resorts, but on my birthday, on Ramadan, went there and had iftar with a local family there on Mafushi Island. 106, Mali. Capital of Bamako is a cool place. I really want to get to Timbuktu. My friend Alvaro just went there. But Bamako was a really cool city in Western Africa. I definitely plan to be back there. 107, Malta. Valletta is fantastic. Really interesting history from World War II. Great pizza, great gelato, and kind of feels like Italy, but on an island. 108, Marshall Islands, modeled after the U.S. political system. Interesting history with World War II with the atomic bomb. Maduro, the capital, is a place I was welcome there with nice people and have good memories riding motorbikes around. 109, Mauritania. The iron ore train is one of the best experiences of my life. 19 hours across the Sahara on the back of an iron ore train. 110, Mauritius. The only Hindu majority population in Africa. Hiking waterfalls to scuba diving to eating the people and eating some of the amazing Indian street food. 111, Mexico. My favorite part is Chiapas, the southernmost state in the Lacandon jungle. You can get lost and you feel like you've entered a whole different world. Just amazing. I think it's the most underrated country in the world. 112, Micronesia, the Nan-Madol, which is really cool ruins. Probably one of the most underrated wonders of the world. If you've never heard of it, but I can be the first one to tell you about it. 113, Moldova. The capital of Chisinau is cool. It's like this Soviet vibe, but they also have a young hipster population. 114, Monaco. This is one of the only countries that I never actually slept in because you can walk across the country in just a day. A lot of sailing boats, gambling, casinos, expensive food, and for what it's worth, Monaco's cool. 115, Mongolia. I only got to go to the capital of Ulaanbaatar, which was fascinating. I absolutely loved it. The throat singers is probably the highlight for me. 116, Montenegro. I went to a place called Tivat. I remember smoking a cigar and drinking a beer on the beach and going, this is cool. 117, Morocco. This is about as good as it gets. I'm planning to go back there soon to Fez, to Chefchaouen in the north, but Marrakesh is great. The mosque there is something I often think about in Thailand. And orange juice. 118, Mozambique. I went to the capital of Maputo, which is just in the southern part. They speak Portuguese there. I get to the northern island parts, but Mozambique is, I think it's a jungle country, as is all of southern Africa. 119, Myanmar. Near and dear to my heart. Yangon is wonderful. It's like Bangkok, but 30 years ago. I had to get up to Mandalay and Bagan, the land of 10,000 ancient Buddhist temples. 120, Namibia. Probably the safest country in Africa, along with Rwanda. It's wide open. There's only a few million people that live there in a huge landmass. One of the best national parks in all of Africa is there in the north. 121, Nauru, a tiny country which only has one flight a week going there. There's some World War II tractors that are left in the forest, and I walked around that whole country. That's how small it is. Oh, also met one of the world's strongest men. 122, Nepal. Kathmandu is good. The streets, the lassi, food, the momos, which is these dumplings. I also play golf there. 123, Netherlands. Amsterdam is great. The Hague is great. I watched the Cubs win the 2016 World Series from a bar in Amsterdam after I completed my Guinness World Record of the most UNESCO sites visited in 24 hours. 124, New Zealand. Queenstown is great. The outdoor sports capital of the world. Really beautiful nature going on bike rides. And then Auckland is a really cool and expensive capital city. 125, Nicaragua. Managua is not the safest place in the world, but Nicaragua itself is pretty cool. I drove into the southern border of Costa Rica and visited some really cool spots there. Number 126, Niger. Just a really hot city in the Sahara Desert. I really need to get to Agadez to go to that festival where the men dress up as ladies to try to attract them. Really, really fascinating. 127, Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa. The market there is just mind blowing. I can't even get the words out of my mouth of how crazy it was. I love the craziness. Love it. 128, North Korea. Hands down the most isolated and interesting country in the world. I had 4 days there back in 2017 before Americans got banned. Now we're banned. That's why North Korea was running a 10K in the Pyongyang Marathon. 129, North Macedonia. The capital of Skopje is really strange. You have all these statues of these weird figures throughout the history that are just staring at you, and you're like, what are these guys doing here? 130, Norway. Favorite part is Svalbard up in the north where you can see polar bears. Oslo is really cool, as is Tromsø and Trondheim. And Bergen, the fjords, of course. 131, Oman, a town called Salalah, which is near the Yemen border. It's totally green and different, and they wear really cool hats, and they're just some of the most humble, peaceful people you'll ever meet. 132, Pakistan. Zindabad. The best city in Pakistan is Peshawar, hands down. It's near the Afghan border. They're so peaceful there. Food is great in Pakistan, and one of the best places in the world. 133, Palau. I actually got to meet the president of Palau, which was great. Spent 2 weeks there, scuba dived so many times, had a very peaceful place. They speak perfect English, and Palau is a place you should add to your bucket list. 134, Palestine. I went to Ramallah only back in 2017. Hospitality in Palestine is wonderful. I love Islam and the Islamic world. It's a beautiful place, and I can't wait to go back to Palestine. 135, Panama. I did an excursion to spend overnight with a beautiful tribe down there who have these really cool temporary tattoos. Panama City is really urban and modern and expensive. 136, Papua New Guinea. You can see people playing rugby in the villages, and they play darts and they drink a lot, and they have this really unique facial features. They chew a lot of betel nuts.
That's strong, man.
Number 137, Paraguay. The capital of Asunción is interesting. A little bit slow, a little bit boring, but that's just Paraguay. It is what it is. Eating empanadas. 138, Peru. Of course, you gotta go Machu Picchu. One of the 7 wonders of the world. A great place. They have llamas and alpacas. And Peru is just magical. 139, the Philippines. I have been there over 45 times. The vibes are great. The people are so friendly. Buko juice, coconut, jeepneys, and the scuba diving is second to none. 140, Poland. Krakow is a great place. It has one of the best old towns in the entire world. Really depressing to go visit Auschwitz and never been to Warsaw. That is on top of the list to go to Warsaw. 141, Portugal. There's a town in the south called Lagos, most beach towns in Europe. You can go cliff jumping there. Also, Lisbon is great. Ito's very cool. Pastel's and the Fado music. The Fado. Definitely listen to the Fado. 142, Qatar. One of the upcoming World Cup. Qatar is interesting. You have Doha, the capital city. Definitely check out Souk Waqif. I think it's one of the best night markets in the entire world. 143, Romania. Mulțumesc, which means thank you. Rashov is the coolest place in Romania. It's in Transylvania. It has this deep, dark, emotional place with Dracula's castles there. 144, Russia. Best place in Moscow are East Yakutsk, the coolest city in the world, and Novosibirsk in Siberia on Lake Baikal. Oh, ice skating on that lake was a dream come true. I hope you guys can feel the spirit of this moment. It's beautiful. 145, Rwanda. Cleanest country in all of Africa because of the genocide, and now everybody cleans up and works hard to make the country beautiful. Kigali is great, and the mountain gorillas are also fantastic. 146, St. Kitts and Nevis. I remember I did a $100 challenge there. I went around the markets, met some cool people, ate some good food, and it's a small country. That's all there is to it. 147, St. Lucia. You have the beautiful Piton, these 2 magical mountains that come out of the sea, and if you scuba dive below it, you see incredible sea life. St. Lucia is phenomenal. 148, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Probably the most sleepy country in the Caribbean. Definitely on island time. Nice people, have nothing wrong with St. Vincent. Just a chill place. That's all. 149, Samoa. That's where you have those big meaty dudes. They have tattoos. They love tattoos in Samoa. Great country. Do cool hula dancing. I gotta get to American Samoa now. That would be cool. 150, San Marino. A country that is stuck in Italy. Walk around the town, take a bus around, and then leave. It's really small. Just a couple thousand people living there. 151, Sao Tome and Principe. Portuguese-speaking country in Africa. It's an island. The equator runs through Sao Tome. That was the coolest part of the trip for me, was actually going to the equator. 152, Saudi Arabia. This was my 197th and final country. Ula, those rock formations like Petra, and also Jazan in the south. It was like Yemen culture. 153, Senegal. There's a really cool pink lake in Senegal in the southern part. Dakar has a really beautiful mosque, good restaurants, good hotels, and a nice place to base yourself in West Africa. 154, Serbia. I have so many Serbian friends. They're passionate. Novi Sad has a cool festival called Exit in the summer, but Belgrade is just as good as it gets. Riverboat parties and great vibes. 155, the Seychelles, the only country in the world that accepts people with any nationality. You don't need to apply for a visa to go to the Seychelles. Beautiful place. The islands are great. It's kind of like the Maldives, a really resorty tropical getaway. 156 Sierra Leone. Don't go there and mine for diamonds because it will probably kill you. I had trouble getting into that country. Long story short, there's a video I did on that. But interesting place. Don't know if I'll be back. 157 Singapore. The only two words you need to know in Singapore are hawker centers. It's amazing outdoor cafeterias. It's cheap. 158 Slovakia. The coolest part about Slovakia for me was going to Myava Folklore Festival in the winter and seeing all these traditional Slovak dances and drinks. 159 Slovenia. Lake Bled is absolute pristine. Capital Ljubljana is wonderful too on the river there, and you have all these different restaurants and gargoyles. 60 Solomon Islands. You have some World War II history and you have some interesting cultural activities happening around the island. People with really beautiful faces. 161 Somalia. Love Somalia. Hargeisa is also really cool. But just going around Mogadishu in those blacked out trucks with the military guys around us is something I'll never forget. 162 South Africa. Durban is great. Johannesburg is great. Can be a little bit dangerous. Get to Kruger National Park. You can see the big 5 animals. Never been to Cape Town yet. I get there. 163 South Korea. I spent more time in South Korea than any other country besides the US. Speak Korean. Love it. Food, clean barbecue, nightlife, the neon signs. The energy, the pulse of Seoul is contagious. 164 South Sudan. Juba. What a wild place. One of the hardest cities to shoot videos in. They got the cow tribes down there and the tallest people, the Dinka tribe. They're all like this tall. 165 Spain. Home of tapas and Madrid and Barcelona. I gotta get down to the south in Cordoba. The coolest thing about southern Spain is that beautiful red and white mosque. 166 Sri Lanka. It's just a little teardrop shape, less hectic India. Hikkaduwa Beach in the south is great, and Kendi in the middle. You can go to the Tooth Relic Temple of Buddha. 167 Sudan. Khartoum is the hottest city I've ever been to in the world, so get to the pyramids of Meroe. There's more pyramids in Sudan than Egypt, they're even older, and there's no tourists there. 168 Suriname. Paramaribo, the capital, is a coexisting beautiful world. You have a mosque next to a church next to a synagogue, and I went on a 3-day anaconda safari. Definitely was worth the experience. 169 Sweden. Personally, I think Stockholm is beautiful, but you have to go in the summer. I'm gonna be in Gothenburg this summer, so I can't wait. Also, the home of IKEA, and make sure you eat meatballs. 170 Switzerland. I once bungee jumped 150 meters or 400 feet high over this beautiful lake, and Geneva's cool. It's very expensive. I love it for what it's worth. 171 Syria. Oh man, Damascus. You have amazing people, amazing food. Gotta go up to Aleppo and see the oldest citadel in the world. 172 Taiwan. Home of bubble tea, Taipei 101 building, and Din Tai Fung. Probably my favorite restaurant in the world. Love it, love it, love it, and once again, I love it. My brain is feeling cloudy, getting a little lethargic, but we gotta finish strong. Let's go. 173 Tajikistan. Dushanbe is a very cool Soviet country, but you have to go to the north to Khujan, which is a nearby Lake Iskandarkul, if I said it right. Really peaceful culture up there, and highly recommend it. 174 Tanzania. Of course, you have Zanzibar, the beautiful shore that walk out for like a mile, but you gotta get to Kilimanjaro. I mean, Arusha in the north. Tanzania is top 10 in the world. 175 Thailand. Don't look over Bangkok. Everybody says go to the islands that go up north. Yes, do both of those. Get to Bangkok at least 3 or 4 days. I think you need to soak it in. And also, I think it's the most affordable big city in the world. 176 Timor-Leste, or East Timor, the capital of Dili, is there, and you have a big Jesus Christ statue. 177 Togo. I went to the fetish market, which is all these old dead animals, which is really weird. Voodooism stuff. And went to the beach. What is that?
A small quantity of penis, of course.
178 Tonga. Nuku'alofa, the capital. I actually went there on a Sunday, and it's really interesting because the whole country is closed on a Sunday. Very interesting place. Old ruins to visit. 179 Trinidad and Tobago. Nearby Venezuela. Have a lot of Indian influence, which means the food is good. You have this food called doubles, palm trees, a lot of beauty in Trinidad and Tobago. 180 Tunisia. Love Tunisia. Beautiful culture. The old town of Tunis with these white buildings and traditional mosques is just the best part about the whole country, hands down. 181 Turkey. Favorite place is called Diyarbakir. It's a town of the Kurdish people who have old men sitting outside drinking tea, reading the newspaper, and looking at you like I've never seen a tourist in my life. 182 Turkmenistan. The strangest place in the world. Ashgabat is empty, and you have all these beautiful white marble buildings, but no people inside. You have the burning gates of hell. 183 Tuvalu. They say by the year 2100 it will be completely submerged in waters. That is scary. The airport turns into a playground at night because there's no planes coming in. That's the only area that's not beach. 184 Uganda. Kampala is probably the worst traffic I've seen outside of Dhaka, Bangladesh. You have chimpanzees there. You have very nice people that speak perfect English. 185 Ukraine. Always has told people that Kiev is beautiful, very affordable capital city. Buildings that look like Disneyland. Friendly young people and fun bars. And it really breaks my heart what's happening. 186 United Arab Emirates. Mosque in Abu Dhabi. It's one of the most beautiful mosques in the world. Dubai is just great. If you want young energy, educated people, and crazy buildings and nightlife, buy your spot. 187 United Kingdom. London is cool and all, but you gotta get up north. Go to Scotland, go to Glasgow, and to Edinburgh. That's the true beauty of the UK. 188 United States of America. The western part of the country is beautiful. Road trip. That's the best thing you can do. Get in a car and drive around and see all the beauty. 189 Uruguay. Cool place. It's actually really expensive randomly. I prefer Buenos Aires, Argentina, or even Brazil, but just a little country if you want to check out and learn about the history of soccer. 190 Uzbekistan. You have Samarkand, which is this old ancient city along the Silk Road, which is really beautiful. But get down to Bukhara, another city on the Silk Road. Architecture like Afghanistan. I love it. 191 the Vatican. Within Rome, see the Pope speak. You go to the Sistine Chapel and you go walk around the Basilica and stand in that square and you're like, whoa, this is powerful. 192 Vanuatu. I went scuba diving there, shipwreck diving, which was really cool. Interesting place. You could try kava there, which is this drink, and nice people, Pacific Islanders. Gotta love it. 193 Venezuela. My favorite country in South America. Vibrant, lots of nightlife. There's an island called Chihuahua on the northern Caribbean coast. Great place. Go to Chihuahua. Take one advice from this video. Go to Chihuahua. 194 Vietnam. I lived in Hanoi for 6 months. It's when I started making videos. Go to Ninh Bình, go to Ha Long Bay, and go to Dalat and Sapa Valley. 195 Yemen. Just the most peaceful culture and the most beautiful place and ancient history. The place of Yemen is Shabam, old mud brick buildings called the Manhattan of the desert. 196 Zambia. I went to the capital city and I actually attended a funeral. That was interesting. And finally, 197 Zimbabwe. Victoria Falls is actually the name of the town. See the most beautiful waterfall there. I didn't get to experience more of the country, Harare, the capital. To go there next time, but Zimbabwe is great. And man, that was